Hello. Yes.
Hi, Mallory. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Sorry, I was videoing, or not videoing, watching some video presentations
That's okay. I was early.
before now. We'll just head into the conference room.
Okay.
This is Eric Reimers, our director.
Hi there, Eric Reimers.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Come on in.
All right. Sela's supposed to join us. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I told her I'd be here at 1:15, and
I can call.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wherever you like.
Where are you going to sit?
I can sit right here.
All right,
Why don't you go right here?
All right.
Hi, Maddie. It's Mallory. How are you?
I warmed up a little bit.
Good. Can
Yeah.
you let's see.
Everything's frost-covered at home.
We're meeting
Exactly.
in the main office, and she can come down right now.
Where are you guys?
All right, thank you.
How are we? Good.
Where are you guys? Yeah.
Live in Johnson.
Johnson?
Yeah. Yeah, on Railroad Street.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Great.
She's on.
Okay. Perfect.
So how can we help?
Well, I've got some questions about the grades that Sela received in 2 of her marking periods.
Okay.
Okay. So, according to the paperwork received from the manor, in period 1 and period 2, she received exceeding in every single category.
Mm-hmm.
And yet on her report card for both of those terms, she received a score or a GPA of 3.8.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in my experience with Lamoille Union, had she received the 4s or the exceedings all the way down, she would have received a grade of 4.0. So can you explain why there's a difference?
Sure.
Sure. And I talked to the class about this beforehand. When I do co-op evaluations, we do it, I don't know what it is, 1, 2, 3, 4?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So 4 I do as a 95, 3, 85, 75, 65, so that there's room for growth throughout the year for the co-op students.
Okay, so are you an educator? Do you
Yes.
have anything to do with Sela's classes as far as training? So are you
I'm sorry,
there?
I'm confused by the question.
Okay, so do you teach classes here?
No,
Okay, so you have no direct training of Sela or any observation of what she does?
just of what the manor reports back and
Okay.
conversations with Meredith, who's at the manor.
Okay, so what's your job title?
Cooperative education coordinator
Okay,
and adult education coordinator.
all right. And is there a school board approved grading policy for what you've just described?
Eric, you.
No, there's not.
There is not.
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So you could say it's arbitrary. You're assigning a 4.0 is not 100, but it's 95%. Because there's no school policy.
There's not, no.
Okay.
And so that was explained for that first semester that that would be the score for the 4.0.
Okay, so explaining it with no official school board policy doesn't really mean anything,
Okay.
right? Okay. So let's see. So have you guys looked up the Vermont Department of Education's requirements for grading?
I would like to know what specific piece you are
Okay, well,
discussing there.
all right. So let me give you, I'm going to just slide that down to you. And there's a copy for you as well.
Sorry, I need my reading glasses.
Yeah, it's 2 pages.
So, just getting into, are you saying that we are arbitrarily changing a score because of a dislike for Sela?
Dislike in general. You've stated that you don't believe that a 4.0 based on a teacher's grade isn't really a 4.0. It's less than that. And you have no good reason other than your dislike.
Dislike of what?
Dislike
I'm
of-
kind of confused.
Okay, well, you shouldn't be, really.
I don't have any dislike. I'm going off of an employer giving feedback on that form and trying the best as I can to calculate a grade that I feel like would be accurate per that
Okay.
reflection and leaving room for growth for that student.
Okay, well, I understand that that's your opinion, but under Vermont state law, you can't just decide that a 4.0 is not a 4.0, it's a 3.9. It has to be clear and transparent. Otherwise, it's arbitrary, because what if you decide that a 4 is not a 3.9 or a 3.8, it's something else. And it's not clear that those standards are going to be consistent from year to year to year. So how long have you been saying...
We're talking about this. We're talking about this situation right here. So
No, we're talking about everyone, because I'm assuming that you have done the same thing for other students.
Yeah, so we're not here to discuss any other students.
Okay.
And so you bring this forward.
That's right.
And this is helpful. And thank you for bringing this forward. And right now, I am willing to sit down and we'll have a conversation based on this. And then I'm willing to get back to you next week as to where we stand within this framework. Right
Okay.
now. Okay.
So we can do that. What I'm going to do is, if you don't change her grades to 4.0 for the two things, I'm going to file a complaint with the Department of Education.
Sure.
And I will make this available on social media,
Okay.
because I think people should know that you're being arbitrary and not transparent.
You know, I think that's obviously, please, you can do whatever you like in that regard. I think it's unfortunate that this is the manner in which this is being brought. We could simply have conversations about this, and you've expressed it. We have not yet had a conversation about this issue. I am open to hearing what the concern is and making sure that's addressed.
So I've explained my concern
Yeah.
that a 4.0 is not considered a 4.0. It's considered a 95 instead of 100.
Mm-hmm.
That's arbitrary.
Okay.
Just because you have a belief that 100 isn't 100, it's really 95.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep. So thank you. Thank you for bringing that forward. Like I said, Mallory and I are going to have a conversation around this in relation to the information that you've given us here, and I will be back to you by next Wednesday.
Okay?
Okay?
Yep.
Great.
And I will be filing the complaint on Monday.
Okay.
Okay? So,
On Monday, why is that?
Tuesday. Monday's a holiday.
Oh, okay. But
Okay.
why is that?
Because you haven't addressed my concern. You're going to talk about it.
Absolutely.
Get back to me on Wednesday.
Can I have a moment to make sure that we're on the same page moving
Well,
forward here to ensure that
sure,
this does get settled?
You can talk after we've left.
Okay.
And you can have the weekend to think about it.
Sure.
And on Tuesday, when the Department of Education is open after the holiday,
Okay.
if I haven't heard back from you, I will file a complaint.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions, Sheila?
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
You're welcome. Have a good weekend.
You as well.